Hi, folks. I'm Nikki Thomas, licensed associate real estate broker with the Corcoran Group, and welcome to another edition of Shop Talk Park Slope. And this time around, we have Tara Glick, who is the owner of newcomer Brix House. Hey, Brix House in the house. Hi, Tara.
Hello. Hi, Nikki. How's it going?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining us. So let's get right into it. And can you tell us, what is Brix House? Like, what do you folks do? What do you sell? What do you have to offer?
So Brix House is an ice cream shop in Park Slope. And this is our second location of Brix House. We make all of our ice creams handcrafted in Brooklyn. And we offer additional selection of some baked goods, sundaes, milkshakes, all of their typical scoop shop experience.
Okay, wait a minute. I didn't know about the milkshakes.
Okay, so that was the neighborhood spoke, and I have listened. We have just ordered our milkshake makers, and they just came in this week. So the shops are all rolling out milkshakes this week because, yes, the neighbors of Park Slope have requested them. So they're all in this week, new addition to the menu.
Oh, that's exciting. The husband. Okay, I'm going to have to tell him, but I'm going to have to be careful when I tell him, just because he really likes milkshakes. And when he finds out, because y'all are just...
Yeah, I mean,
great, but also
what you need to. I trust you.
Okay, so other than the fact that, of course, it's awesome, why ice cream? How did you get into the business of making ice cream?
Yeah, so I was a pastry chef, classically trained for about 10 years in the city before I set off to open my own restaurant. When you're a chef or pastry chef, people love to ask you, what's your favorite thing to make? And it's kind of a challenging question for us all to answer because we make so many varied things. And, it is kind of, whatever we're getting paid to do sometimes is our favorite thing to make. But for me, the answer was always ice cream. It's my favorite thing to eat. I love the process of it. I just think there's something so magical about ice cream. And so I did open that restaurant in December 2020, and I closed it in 2022 at the end. And I just thought to myself, what do I want to do from here? That was kind of a bummer, to say the least. And I just wanted to do something that was more joyful, that brought me more joy, that brought other people more joy. And for me, that was a very simple answer, that it was ice cream. I've never been happier than when I've got a freshly scooped waffle cone of ice cream. I've never seen, just seeing people's face light up when you hand them this beautiful treat. So that's how Brix House was born. And so it's been kind of a wild ride of reconnecting with the things that I love to do, the things that I love to make. And it's just fun. There's so many different combinations of flavors and things that you can make that it's really, for one product, there's just so much that you can do with it.
Now, your mashup of ice cream is you have your own spin on it that isn't quite the way that other ice cream shops would do it. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So I think my style of ice cream developed over my years of being a pastry chef, where, I was always using Italian ice cream freezers, batch freezers, the machines that actually turn your base into ice cream, and playing around. And I worked at an American steakhouse for a number of years. And so kind of playing up with like a mishmash of styles. And I think what's nice about being a modern pastry chef is you don't have the rules, you learn the rules, you then learn to break the rules, and you apply to it of what you want. So our ice cream is a very mishmash, as you say, style of Italian style gelato and American style ice cream. From the American style, we've taken that fun and whimsy flavors that incorporate cookies and peanut butter and, just kind of crazy mix-ins. And from the Italian style, we're looking at a denser, creamier product. We also, all of our shops feature the gelato freezer rather than the ice cream freezer, because we think our ice cream is better served at a slightly warmer temperature.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, Nikki, do not ask pastry chefs the difference between gelato and ice cream. You will lead us down a dark, twisted road that nobody cares to hear. But that's the simplified version of we've stolen from both cultures and styles of what we like and what we like to eat.
No, I understand that there's again like because I get and I know if I go down that road, I'm gonna like double the time of what this interview is supposed to be
and lose half your people watching it right now.
Suffice it to say, I love all of them. Gelato,
Yes,
American style ice cream. I guess the frozen custards and stuff. It's just like if it's just yes, I will eat all of it. So I'm trying to.
same. I'm not kicking any of them out of bed.
Now, you alluded to this earlier, but Park Slope is actually your second location. So, and you kind of already told us about a little bit about like kind of your journey towards opening Brix House in and of itself. So, kind of like so that first of all, tell us kind of where that first shop is and kind of how that like transpired, and then how you ended up in Park Slope.
Yeah. So Prospect Lefferts Garden is my first shop location. And I was lucky that a friend of mine has a wine bar there. And he has this kind of adjacent space that's connected, but a completely separate entrance. And before I was a friend, I was a customer of his. And I love to give unsolicited advice to anyone. So I would bother him every time I was in there and like, you really should do something with that extra space. You're paying rent on it. It's such a waste. And when my restaurant closed, he was like, well, okay, now it's time to do something. You get your wish, you get to do something with the space. And I was like, no, you were supposed to. But then I took over his bonus space, and Brix House, the first Brix House location, is in that Lefferts Garden spot. It's on Rogers and Sterling. I opened November of last year, so it just turned about 1 year old. And the follow-up, I was looking all of 2023 for a space. I knew I wanted to do a second location. I had built it to be a multi-location kind of business. And, it was hard real estate-wise finding something that was the right fit. And I'm very picky. I knew what I wanted to look and feel like. And I wanted it to be in a neighborhood. PLG is very much a neighborhood. I know my neighbors there. I've seen, I'm going to watch their kids grow up. And it had to be something that had that kind of feel. And I mean, in Brooklyn, what's more neighborhood than Park Slope? So I knew I wanted to be there. But I looked for months and months and months, and finally found the location that I'm in right now. And it was a great fit. And it all worked out. And so I'm so thrilled to be in Park Slope right now and kind of get to know my neighbors the way that I have in PLG, and, meet the kids. And it's different, but it's very much the same.
Yeah. And your location is something else, because you right across from a playground and also near a school.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very lucky that, that worked out the way it did. The location is so fantastic. It's right across from the middle school. It's across from J.J. Byrne Park, which is one of the largest playgrounds in Brooklyn. And I can't believe my luck that I ended up there. But it was just a waiting game. I saw probably every open piece of real estate in Park Slope. And I myself spent all of last summer walking up and down every single block of Park Slope and badgering my real estate agents with, how about this one? This one looks empty. And when my brokers brought this one to me, I thought, there's no way that this is going to work out. And, it did. And so timing is challenged. I'm going to become known as a person who loves to open ice cream shops in the dead of winter, which is trust me, that's not strategy, that's happenstance. But, I think this is a long-term plan where I could not pass up on this opportunity. And, it's such a beautiful storefront too, that, I'm very happy to be there.
And it's, first of all, listen, those of us who are, true ice cream lovers, we're going to eat it year round. That's just how it is.
You all are my people. These are my people. This is my crew. The winter ice cream eaters, the people braving the snowstorms and stocking up on their pints as their emergency supplies. I'm right there with you.
Exactly. And it's just like, just because it's a little cold, it's like, listen, that's more of an excuse to also have yourself, because, I'm a tea fan, have yourself a little cup of tea. with your ice cream. A little
Yep.
cold, a little warm, a little cold.
And the beauty of it, it's not going to melt on your way home. Summer becomes a race against the clock to eat your ice cream cone before it dies, and it's just kind of, you're like, it's enjoyable, but it's also kind of like eating competition style. And winter, you could just enjoy and not worry about melting. You can grab a pint and, leisurely walk it home, and it will still be good by the time you get there. But, winter is my ice cream season.
So now the Park Slope location, because as of the time we're doing this interview, because it's going to air a little bit later. How old is the Park Slope shop officially right now?
It opened 2 months ago at this point, so we're still in its infancy.
Yes, it's
a baby shop. I'm very much, I'm enjoying this time. As much as I joke about opening in the winter, it is a good chance to get the shop stabilized, get it up and running before we hit those warmer months and lines are out the door. So I am very excited to see what happens in the spring and summer and kind of, expand on what we're already doing. But yeah, it's still a baby.
So now, even though it's still a baby shop, relatively speaking, in terms of business, what have you enjoyed so far about being part of the community now that you're here?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I used to walk through Park Slope and wish that I lived there. It's just seeing all of the other businesses that have become part, there's businesses in Park Slope 20, 30 years have been part of the community. And that's really what I'm aspiring to do with Brix Haus. I want to be as deeply woven into the Park Slope community as I can be. And to that end, I'm reaching out to local PTAs and neighbors associations and looking to get involved in any way that I can see fit, because really, there's this magic that happens in the community where the businesses are supported by the community that lives there, and we then support the community that lives there. And so that's something that from the onset, I'm trying to build with Brix Haus. And I'm just excited to see. I have a 10-year lease, so I'm excited to see where the next 10 years go for us there, and hopefully more.
Well, I'm excited to see all the different flavors, because I do think, like, again, once I was, because of course I was on the site looking at the menu and all the different flavors. And I really like that you really are bringing your own spin on the game, because I think that that's like just one of the things, like whenever you have a business, is that really kind of creating that identity and that's what creates, I think, kind of space in the market.
Right.
With some of your flavors that you're throwing in there and some of those pieces and everything else and the combinations and stuff. Yeah. It's just I think you're offering an experience that, no shade to our other ice cream shops, no shade, but you're doing something different.
And I said, because I mean, it's no secret that Brix Haus is smack dab in the middle of a bunch of other ice cream businesses. And I get asked that a lot, why here? Didn't I think the neighborhood had too much ice cream, which I personally have never heard of too much ice cream. That's never been words that I've uttered. But I think what the beauty of it is we all do something a little bit different, and there's room for all of us. I mean, if you go out to J.J. Byrne Park on a Saturday or a warm Saturday or Sunday, we couldn't, if there was only one of us there, we could not support that business. We would be crushed by that business. And I think what Brix Haus does is we do offer those kind of different, fun, whimsical flavors, not so out there that, it's a novelty, but it is, something a little bit different. And likewise, the other businesses, they bring their own spin to it. So I'm happy to be part of what I've redubbed Ice Cream Row. And, I think we're still in our infancy as a business, and definitely as a shop in Park Slope. And so there's a lot of room to see us grow over the next, months and years.
Well, I am certainly looking forward to it. And speaking of which, I'm going to have to let you go, because this is Park Slope is, what was this here? You actually have 3 shops. So this is an idiot.
Yes, because through fate, luck, or sheer craziness, I signed 2 leases on the same day in the end of 2023. And so Williamsburg is following Park Slope not far behind in Williamsburg, South Williamsburg. Like Park Slope, like PLG, is really a neighborhood where, you know, you can become part of the community. And, you know, it's South Williamsburg particularly, it's still kind of figuring out what it's going to be. And, you know, Brix House Cafe, that one's a full-blown cafe, is going to, you know, be one of the founders of that.
Oh my goodness, of course. You ambitious human, you certainly are. But I love it.
There's a fine line between ambition and crazy, and I am right in the middle of that ambition and crazy line.
Well, Tara, again, because you've got so much going on, thank you so much for taking time out of your incredibly busy day to speak with us. So if you could just drop your Instagram handle and the address for the Park Slope shop.
Okay, I will. So our Instagram handle is at Brix House Ice Cream, BRIXHAUS, and our location in Park Slope is 347 Park Slope, and that is on Fifth Ave.
All right. Awesome. Again, thanks so much for joining us. And folks, I will see you next time for another edition of Shop Talk Park Slope. Bye.